What's up, everyone? It's your boy Terry, speaking from the garage shop again. Here to offer you some more big bang for the buck product and info. Yeah, as you can see, we're back on the 71 Chevelle. We're doing a lot of different things. We even got a different color. So I like to call this 71 Chevelle SS/LSA Project 2.0. So being that it's a 2.0, that means we're gonna freshen up the engine a little bit more. We're gonna redo the interior, and of course, suspension, because we want the car to ride a lot better than it did before. So as you can see, everything is out of here, except the brake caliper. We're gonna keep that, and we're gonna do a video on that, so you may wanna check that out. But the control arms are out, the springs are out, the shocks are out, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretty much upgrade them. We're gonna do better, because I got a bet, and I'll explain to you. Let's go over to where I keep the parts, and let's have a chat. So let me tell you a story real quick. Okay, so I'm at PRI last year. I run into David Kass. Now you guys know David Kass. He's like one of the top dogs over there at QA1. Now me and David, we have a relationship where we like to one-up each other. 9 times out of 10, when it comes to suspension, you know, he's right. Matter of fact, 100% of the time when it comes to suspension, he's right, and he always gets the best of me. So he says to me, hey Terry, check this out. We just dropped these new control arms and you should check them out. I'm not going for it, David. No, I'm not going for it. He goes, they're lighter, and these are the best control arms you probably will ever install on a car. He said, it's the new QA1 2.0. We got them in Pro Touring, we got them in Street, and we also have them in Drag. I'm not going for it, David. I'm not going for it, no. But he says, I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. Check them out, and if they are not the best control arms that you ever installed on a car, when we go to SEMA, dinner's on me all week long. All week long? Because if you remember, I borrowed one of my buddy's 442 and it was all QA1 out and I was loving the ride. So I had nothing to lose. So I made a phone call to Summit and of course I had to pick up a set. These are the new QA1 Street Control Arms 2.0. Comes with all the hardware. You got your uppers and you got your lowers. Well, they are kind of light. They are beautiful. I'm not giving up, David. I want those dinners. Let's install them. Now, I should say this now, always practice safety. Now, if you're gonna try to take out your springs, your front springs, and you have the conventional springs where they're not coilovers, it's under a lot of force. So, if you need someone to come over, pay the extra money to take them out, because you don't wanna hurt yourself. You don't want that spring to pop out, especially, like I said, if you have experience, then fine. And the last thing you wanna do is have that spring come out where you're sitting right there and you don't. Please be safe and always work smart. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna install a lower control arm first, and QA1 gives you all the hardware that you're gonna need, and they also give you the instructions. So we read the instructions, so we're gonna install this lower control arm. All right, so let's get to work. Pretty easy. Well, the bottom's in, and I must admit that was kind of easy, and I'm a little concerned about those dinners. But we still got to put this upper control arm in. So hopefully this gives me trouble so I can get those dinners, because I want them. Yeah. Let's begin. Now, I removed my control arm bolts because I don't want to use bolts that are like over 50 years old. Now, from the factory, they were splined and they went in, and so they stayed in position. I wanted to get some stronger bolts. Again, over 50-year-old bolts, I'm not having it. So I went and got new bolts, some grade A, and we're gonna install those, and we're gonna install this upper control arm. Nut. that was pretty easy. I'm concerned about the beginners. Really concerned. Yeah. Now, I can never explain the benefits of these control arms, these 2.0 street control arms, the way Dave Kass can. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. All the way from parts unknown, Mr. Dave Kass.
All right, so the 2.0 control arms, what makes these different, the QA1 control arms, we designed these with a clean sheet design to be the lightest, the strongest, and best looking control arms you can put on your muscle car. So some of the unique things that we did with these is we integrated a stamp plate here that the coilovers are bolt right into. And what that did is allowed us to keep the control arms really strong while being extremely light. The lowers themselves are like 9 pounds a piece. The uppers are right around 7 pounds, so they're super, super light. But the other things that we did with them are really unique is with the ball joint. Now, a traditional control arm, you have a bushing can or a ball joint can, and then the ball joint either presses into it, screws into it, or is a 4-bolt style. We actually machine the actual ball joint cup right into the control arm. Since it's a QA1 ball joint, you can do that. Now what that does for you is the diameter is much smaller, so it reduces weight, but that wheel and tire clearance is way better right around the ball joint, where oftentimes you see someone have to grind onto this area. We can keep that the smallest footprint possible. We use low friction down bushings in all the key areas, making sure it's bind free. The ball joints themselves are a low friction design as well, super lightweight. We have a 70-75 cross shaft up in the uppers. And it's just a bolt-in deal. It works out super great, and you're gonna love it.
Look at the lower. Check out the upper. These control arms look pretty fierce, and they're very light, and they weren't hard at all to install. I snubbed the bolts down. We're not going to torque them just yet because I like to do it with the weight on the car, because as you can see, you know, you got the spindle missing, you got the brakes missing, you got the coil of shock missing. So once I get all that together and get that all on, put a little weight on the car, torque them down to specs, and we should be good to go. But that coilover, that's another story for another time. I'm looking at the clock on the wall, or should I say ceiling. Time for me to head on off and create some more videos for you guys. And at this time, I would really appreciate if you could hit the subscribe, follow me on Instagram, definitely on Facebook under Terry Wilson, and I'm new to TikTok, so hit me up there. So that way you can catch me on all social platforms, and I really appreciate it. But as always, I want to thank you guys. Be easy, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Take care.